Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I know that I am pretty late on the uploading, and that's because I've just been so busy. I got back from Jamaica and I thought, okay, I can film a video and get right into it, but that's not what happened. Plus I ended up not feeling the best and getting sick, and I'm still recovering from that, but feeling much better than I did like a week ago. Yeah, and I was like, let me put this video out because I've been wanting to, and this video is gonna be about my first year overview. Let me put my glasses on. Oh, I need to clean them. All right, I'm sorry, I am so distracted, but this video is going to be about my first year as a school psych overview because I am going into my second year because it's, you know, basically August and the kids start at the end of the month. So I just want to kind of talk about how it went and the experience, so then I can kind of look back on it, especially going into this second year and seeing, like, is it the same, is it different, because obviously I'm in the same district, same schools, so you know, we'll see what happens. Alright, I'm sorry, I had to take my glasses off again because they were just too dirty, and then with the light reflecting, it was a mess. Anyway, let's get right into this. So I'm gonna start with the beginning of the year. Honestly, this whole year was just like a whirlwind of emotions all over the place from like start to finish. So, you know, it's gonna be all over the place when I go through it, but it shouldn't take too long. But anyway, starting in August, because that's when I started. So like August till November, I would say that was really like the main time of, okay, I just got off internship. I need to figure out what I'm doing, learn the ins and outs, get to know the school, know, you know, the team, everyone that works there, the students I'm going to be working with, kind of get a feel for it. Like, can I do this? Can I do that? Should I avoid doing this? You know, things of that nature. The beginning was very much so trying to figure out my role in the school and how I can put myself in there, while also just kind of learning about how the school works, because I was new, and it wasn't like I was just new to this district, I was new to the whole career. So it's really about getting to know everything from the start. That's how it was for me in the beginning. Then December to January, I was hit with a lot of reports in December. Like, everyone always says the spring is busy, which it was busy in a different way, but honestly, the busiest time for me seemed like December, and even kind of like right after Thanksgiving break, so very end of November to December, because we had like 2 weeks and just all these reports that had to be done. And there's just so many breaks, you know, in the fall compared to the spring, which I think kind of threw me off. But just trying to handle that and kind of get into like, okay, well, let me make sure I have these reports done. Let me do this. And so that was really busy. But then we had, you know, December is my favorite month because I love Christmas. That's my favorite holiday. So at the same time, I was super happy, super upbeat about it all, because I'm like, oh, it's getting cooler. We're about to get off for break. I was decorating my house, watching Christmas stuff, listening to Christmas songs, and it was just a really good time. Let alone for my district specifically, when we came back in January, we had off because there were all these snow days, and people kept telling me like, there's not going to be snow days because there just aren't a lot, I guess, in Virginia. But no, we had a lot, and it extended our break to 3 weeks, and then we were having delays and stuff. It was really nice. But in that time, going from super happy to then, we all know like what happened with my dog, and I'm still dealing with that now. But that, you know, I went from happy to just kind of like, oh, like my world felt like it was shattering. And again, this is just my personal experience for my first year overview, and of course everyone's year is gonna look different, but it's just crazy how things can go from you're trying to figure things out to you're in a really good spot to all of a sudden things happen that you just don't expect, but you still, you know, are expected to work and be a part of society. And even when personal things happen, like to you or people or anyone that you love and care about, we're still trying to work and learn and, you know, be a part of this society. And I think that was something that I learned while doing it, like trying to balance and manage my time at work and also personal things that I had to take care of that weren't expected at all. So I'm just saying this for people who maybe it's your first year, maybe it's your 10th year, regardless, things happen and things get difficult, but you have to have that work-life balance. Your outside personal life, there are things, if you need to take care of them because you come first. I try to say this all the time, but self-care, very, very important. Take care of yourself and then do the work second. Like, make sure that your work is done because you don't want to get fired, but don't let it consume your life and don't let it take away from other things that are important to you, because you're you first and your work is second. Okay. I just have to throw that in there because I'm pretty sure someone needs to hear that. But going off of that, February till the end of the school year, like until June, I want to say is when I really prioritize self-care. I mean, I always had it in my head and I always have like this routine, but I really was like, okay, self-care is super important, especially now. It's always important, but it was especially important then and there. So of course, like I just said, I always make sure my work is done, but I always made sure that I took care of myself. Hence why this summer I went on so many trips. Even in May, remember, I went to Texas, and that was partially like a self-care thing, also spontaneous and just being crazy, but I felt like it was needed. I really, really did. But also towards the end of the year, like I was saying earlier in the video, everyone says the spring is crazy. And I mean, it did get busy at some points, but it wasn't as crazy as it was in December. And then by the time it was June, like by the time we got back after Memorial Day, I was confused about what to do and work. I still am confused about what we're supposed to do at the end of the year because like there was nothing to do. Like everything was done. And at a certain point, because we would do the gag alerts in our school, like if there's, suicide, threat assessment, any of that stuff. But the kids got their laptops taken away because they had to do state testing. So then those weren't even coming in. So I'm sorry, but I don't know what you're actually supposed to do at the end of the year. It was really calm and chill. What I did end up doing, because here we have to, there's like some paperwork that we have to do for Medicaid billing for the students. So I did work on that, but that doesn't take that long. So if you have to do Medicaid billing, basically stuff that maybe was small and you waited till the end of the year, you have time at the end of the year. I mean, that's how it was like for my job, at least. It could be totally different because I have some friends, like their end of the year was so busy, so busy. They had to catch up on so much stuff. But bringing it all back, because I don't want this video to be forever long. Overall, I want to say like my first year as a school psychologist, it had its ups and it had its downs, but I really do enjoy like this career path. Personally, for me, it does allow me to have that work-life balance, because a typical job, you're working 9 to 5 every day, year-round. You don't even get holidays off. This is the opposite. You're working like 7-hour days. You get all the holidays off. You get the summers off. And I feel like grad school was so high stress for me that when I started working, work is not high stress. And I don't take my work mentally home with me. Like when I'm home, I'm home. I'm not home and working. I keep that separate because you have to keep sane, So when I'm at work, I'm doing everything that I need to do that day. And as soon as I get to my car, that's me time. It's not work time. It's time for me to be myself, do things that I want. And I really do feel like as a school psych, I get that balance. And that's something that's super, super important to me for my mental health and for my like overall well-being. So I really do like that, because I can't think of like any other job where you can do that unless you're in a job of education. I do know though that I have so much more that I still have to learn, and also just making sure that I am comfortable with myself and knowing what I'm doing. Like, I feel more confident than I did when I first started, but you know, confidence just builds over time because you're always learning. So the more that you know, the more you feel confident in yourself and your job, I think the easier time you'll have, if that makes sense. I hope this whole video made sense. I feel like it was kind of all over the place. I just want to kind of give my perspective of how my whole first year went, just because I'm about to go into the second year, and I would love to hear any experiences that were different or similar, and things that you took away. Hopefully this helps. I hope that I gave you information in here that you guys found helpful, especially if you are entering in your first year. One piece of advice that I want to say if you are entering into your first year is that you know more than you think you do. Like, I know you're going to be nervous, because I was, and that's why I spent those first couple of months just kind of, you know, tiptoeing to see what it's all about. And looking back now, I did know stuff that I thought I didn't. It's just, you get more confident, but try your best to have that confidence in the beginning, because no one else knows what you do. You know what you do, and you have the skills, and they're fresh in your head from school. So you got this. You really do. You do got this. And this year I do want to get more involved. In my head I had all these plans. I think I talked about them, things I wanted to do with the middle school and the elementary school, and I think I'm just gonna pick one to start. Maybe I'll add it in later, but I don't want to overwhelm myself. I don't want to go in like I'm doing all this stuff. So you know what? I'm gonna ease myself in, and I'll start with one of them, and if I feel like that's too much or just enough, I'm just gonna keep that. If I feel like, oh, I can add on more, then maybe I'll add on the one at the other school. I'm only at the middle school 2 days a week, so I don't really want to start something and try to make myself, you know, go everywhere. But I do want to start the group at the elementary school, since I'm there 3 times a week. And then at the middle school, maybe I'll just make myself more available for the extra help, like with the gaggle alerts, how they're constant. And if I could help those 2 days a week, just doing more of them, then that's helpful. But I do want to build that experience for, you know, whenever I want to move somewhere else, and just make myself a better school psychologist. But I don't want to stress myself out doing it. And I don't think I'll be stressed out doing just one. But now that I think about it, if I did 2, I might be. So, you know, we're gonna go with it and see what happens. But yeah, I'm interested to see how this year goes and how different and similar it is from this whole first year. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, because I enjoyed talking about it, you know, just kind of thinking through it and feeling like, oh yeah, that did happen, that this is how I felt. But yeah, anyway, this video is already longer than I thought it would be, so I hope you enjoyed. Again, leave a comment down below on what you thought and your experiences as well, or if you're anxious because you're going into your first year, maybe I can help you out. But alright, so I will see you next time, and next time will probably be the vlog that I do for my trip from Jamaica that I just took. But yeah, alright, soon we'll be getting back into those weekly uploads. So all right, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Bye guys.